All right, guys, Coach Josh here. Today's workout, we're gonna be working on transfer training. So working on ground forces, we've got 3 ground forces. We've got vertical ground forces up and down. We've got horizontal, maybe lateral, you wanna call them lateral, left and right, or trail side, lead side. And then we've got toe heel forces. We're gonna be focusing on more the lateral and the vertical forces today. All right, so our only equipment you're gonna need is, you could use a driver of yours. If you need some place to swing, okay? So if you have to go outside, you can use a speed stick, your driver, or an orange whip. Any one of those 3. We're gonna get started warming up on the ground for this. All I'm gonna get you to do is come to an all fours position here. So from here, we're going to get the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're gonna do a bird dog, okay? But we're gonna do it with a slight twist. We're gonna do what's called a diagonal bird dog. So I'm gonna extend my arm straight out. Think about extending long, not lifting up. Same thing with the heel. Opposite heel extends out and back as far as I can. Once I'm in that position, hold it. Now I'm gonna bring my arm and opposite leg diagonal, wide, come back, and then down. Then I switch. So extend long, feel like you're dragging your hand and foot along the floor for as long as you can. Hold, and then I'm gonna go wide with the foot, wide with the hand. I feel my hip and shoulder working. Keep my trunk steady, slowly come down. So that's 1 rep. I'm gonna do 8 reps total, or 8 on each side. Again, hand and foot drag along the floor, extend long, wide, back, slowly down. So the goal here is to just keep your spine and trunk stable and centered as you move the opposite shoulder and hip. And the opposite limbs are like a sling mechanism. So that's what helps us swing the golf club a little faster. Lead leg, trail shoulder especially are connected. Hold, wide, back to the center, down. Keep pushing through the floor, extend long, come wide, back to the middle, and down. Extend long, hold. Obviously, if you want a mat underneath the knees and the hands, that's totally fine. And extend. 1, come wide, back in, down, and again. Hold, extend long. Again, 8 times on each side. Balance, come wide. This is not a race. We're trying to just stay stable and get the opposite hip and shoulder activating and moving. Okay, so as I lift my right arm and left leg, my left hand and right hip are finding stability against the ground, and then the opposite limbs are moving. So we're working on mobility and stability at the same time. There we go, there's 8 on each side. So there's our bird dog diagonal. Now we're gonna go into a hip fire hydrant. So for here, you wanna stay essentially in the same position. This hip, we're gonna work at bringing this knee, again, feel like you're keeping the knee low to the ground as you bring that leg out to the side. I'm not trying to lift it up. I want this pelvis to stay level. So keep the knee low as you go straight out and then come back down. Hold it for 1 second. Use the muscles in the hip to squeeze and back down. Hold. We're doing 8 on each side. There's 7, 1 more time. Keep the core strong, both elbows stay straight, and then I'm gonna do the other side. So keep the hips level as we move that leg straight out to the side and back down. Squeeze it out, use those hip muscles, and 1 more. Excellent. So from here, we're gonna come up to a standing position, all right? You'll just need some wall space, so I'm just gonna head over here to this door. We're gonna use the wall here. You're gonna set yourself up beside this door or wall. You're gonna give yourself a little bit of space, okay? The more mobile your shoulder is, the closer you can get. If you've got tight shoulders and your mobility is not great, give yourself a little bit of space. So we're staying tall here. I'm gonna bring my arms straight up. I'm gonna try and rotate the trunk as little as possible and reach back with the shoulder, trying to avoid touching the wall, okay? So if you found that you're leaning and turning your chest a lot, move away from the wall a little bit, give yourself a little bit more space and keep this square, okay? Reach back and around. So we're gonna do 8 of these in one direction and then 8 in the other direction, nice and smooth. It's not a race. And I'm trying to feel that my shoulder blade muscles behind my arm are squeezing to get that shoulder moving back. And one more. Now I'm going to trace that big circle in the opposite direction. So think of a windmill. Squeeze the shoulder blade back here to get that arm moving back. Try not to turn so I'm not moving my whole body. Keep the hips and the trunk as square as you can. Reach back with the shoulder. Stay nice and tall. One more time. And then all you simply do is just turn around. Okay, so from here, again, if you need a little bit more space from the wall, that's fine. You should not be touching the wall with your hand or your arm. You want to squeeze your shoulder blade and use all those muscles in the upper side of the back to get that shoulder moving around. Just a few more on this side before we change directions, and I feel the muscles in the upper back and shoulder working here. Turn the hand back, and now I'm gonna go the other way. As I reach back, I'm turning the palm towards the wall, sweep it up. Okay, again, just like a nice slow windmill, keep the chest as square as you can. I don't wanna rotate a lot towards the wall. Keep this pretty square as I reach back. And again, my head staying nice and tall. I do not want to see you look down at all. Keep the chest up as you move through this. One more time. There we go. Excellent. So there's our shoulder car. We did 8 on each side. So now we're going to do what's called a stork turn. Again, you could use the back of a chair. You could use a desk or a countertop. I'm just going to hold on to the post here. From here, I'm going to hook my foot back behind this knee. Okay, and again, we're going to disassociate. So I'm keeping stable here, and I'm rotating the hips. Okay, so I'm turning my pelvis. I'm turning internally into that lead leg, and then out. So rotating, and it's a fairly brisk movement, but you can see my chest is not moving a lot. I'm using the arms here to stay stable, getting some rotation on this lead leg. About 15 on each side. So I want to get good and warm here. I feel that hip really turning a lot on the standing leg, going in both directions. Now I'm going to switch sides. So again, foot down, opposite shoelaces are behind the knee. Okay, hold on to this for stability, rotate and rotate, turn. Both directions. Keep the head steady, keep the chest centered. Okay, about 15 on this side. Turn. Again, loading it. You can feel like that hip pushes back. That's like the backswing. Okay, we're loading into that hip. All right, there we go. So now we're going to work on some transfer training. So this is where literally the rubber meets the road. So swing heel pressure. Our first exercise is called swing heel pressure. Okay, level. This is kind of a level 2. So all I'm trying to do is press. You can see here I'm getting in my golf posture. I'm going to push my trail heel into the floor to bring my body into a turn. So this hip is kind of pulling back and almost going around towards the target a bit, and I'm really feeling pressure in the inside of this heel, not towards the outside. You don't want this heel to kind of be like this. You're pushing towards the inside of that heel, and then the second move is a little bump laterally towards the target with this hip, and I'm putting a little pressure into this lead toe. So it's load into the trail heel, little bump into the lead heel. And you can see my back is staying to the target there. So it's a very kind of subtle move. There's not I'm just going there to there. It's not a huge speed move, but the main thing you're feeling is pressure. Lateral pressure into the heel and then lateral pressure into the toe. So it's 1, 2, and then reset. That's all it is. Load heel, press into the toe. Keeping the back to the target as you press into the toe. So it's 1, 2. Once you have that sequence, 1, 2, then you can make it a little more forceful into the ground and go 1, 2, and make it a little more push, push. But at first, go slowly, feel that pressure build into the trail heel, and then push onto the big toe, keeping that back to the target. We do 8 times just in your backswing, okay, on one side. The next exercise, we're doing a speed skater. So again, working on lateral forces here. I'm gonna push across, okay, touch this foot behind, and then I push across. So it's a little hop, but I'm sitting into it. So again, this hip is getting deep, okay? I'm not just standing like this, okay? I'm gonna push across, sit back. That's why it's helpful to have this foot come back so I can sit into that hip, push across and support, push, okay? So we're using those arms. We're gonna do 8 on each side. So here we go, push, touch, push across, stay low, push, push, push. Use the arms, drive across, 8 times each side, 6 times each side, and back. That's good, so total of 12. We're gonna repeat that circuit again, starting with your swing heel pressure level 2. Arms across the chest, we're in the golf posture here. We maintain that spine angle, and it's into the trail heel, boom, 1, 2. So heel, toe, 8 times, 1, 2. Keep the back to the target as you push into that lead toe. Boom, boom. I'll show you on this side so you can see my trail heel loading into that trail heel, and then there's a little lateral move towards the target. So there's your lateral force. 1, 2. Back stays to the target as I push onto that big toe. All right, so there's your swing heel pressure level 2. Let's go again with the speed skater. 6 times on each side. Push and touch, push and touch, cross. There's 3. Use the arms. Push across. 4, 5, and 6. Okay, great job. So those kind of covered off our horizontal forces in the swing. We're gonna get into a little bit of vertical now. From here, you're gonna need your speed stick or orange whip or your driver handy. Make sure you got space to swing. We're gonna do a vertical jump first. From here, just 3 of them, okay? I want your 3 best and highest jumps here, guys, okay? So from here, arms kind of start over the head. We're gonna throw the arms down and then jump up as high as you can. Catch yourself. So it looks like this. Boom, up, and catch. Okay, as high as you can, 3 times. Here we go. Boom, up, push through the ground. Down, up, push through the ground. Down, up, push through the ground, okay? So there's our 3 jumps. Take either your speed stick or your orange whip and work on the 2-step drill. So feet together, this works on a little more horizontal, some vertical forces. So from here, I'm turning the chest and the whip and arms this way as I step into the trail side and load. So weight shift. Shift weight, and then I'm gonna swing it back. Okay, as I swing it back, back turns the target, then I replant, shift weight, then we get through. So there's not a lot of speed until the very end. It's all about weight shift and pressure transfer. Trail heel, lead heel, and through, okay? 6 swings here. Shift, shift, then swing. Okay, shift, shift, and then push that foot through the floor. Shift, shift, swing, and again, turn, turn, swing. We're about building that big wide turn here, so it should feel like more like this, okay? Combined with a weight shift, so it's here, here, okay? As wide an arc as you can. Wide, wide, okay? That is your 2-step drill. Let's go back to the vertical jump, okay? From here, get ready, just 3 reps, your 3 highest jumps. Let's push through the floor as hard as we can. From here, arms up, throw down, up, catch yourself. throw down, up, catch, one more time, all the way, max height, all right? So we only do 3 reps because we want your absolute 3 highest jumps. Once we get past 4 or 5, your height's gonna start dropping a little bit. Again, so now, same thing, think wide this way, okay? I'm not trying to do a lot of wrist movement here. Just turn this way, make a big wide arc. So as I turn that wide arc, I shift weight to the back foot, turn back, shift weight, and then swing. Okay, so keep this triangle between the arms and chest intact. Shift weight, shift weight. Okay, so we're swinging forward, swing back, shift weight, swing through. Shift, shift, swing. There, shift weight. One more time. And there is your 2-step drill. Okay, so that's gonna help your sequencing overall, that lateral weight shift. That was our transfer training. Level 1, we're working some mostly horizontal, a little bit of vertical force as well. Those are gonna be your two biggest ways of increasing club head speed. Once we've built that strength, working at pushing against the ground to create more speed. Hope you guys found that workout helpful. I'll see you in the next one.